You're listening to Carolina Forest Panther Football Network, and it starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Carolina Forest Panther Football right here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network. My name is Brandon Biskobing and I will be bringing you all the action as we are high above the Citadel and Johnson Haygood State Memorial Stadium as the Panthers take on Oceanside Collegiate Academy, the Landsharks here in Charleston. Panthers come into this game 1-1 after a very disappointing and very unfortunate loss, a shellacking put on by the Green Wave of Somerville last week. Oceanside also comes into this week off of a loss, but off of a much smaller loss, that being a 38-37, I believe, trying to find 29-28. I was close. 29-28 loss to South Florence on the road at South Florence, which is an interesting little note, not only for this game, but for next week as well for the Panthers going up against South Florence on the road as well. But looking at this game tonight, the big storyline going into this game is the off and made his commitment to Georgia, and that was obviously Georgia is a big program, huge national champions, all of that, and yet he had the pick of the litter for where he wanted to go next season. He had offers from Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona State, Auburn, Clemson, Coastal, Duke, Florida State, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Liberty, Miami, Michigan, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, South Carolina, Stanford, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Vanderbilt, Virginia, and Virginia Tech. And he's also on the South Carolina Mr. Football watch list as the national anthem is being played and they are getting ready for opening kickoff. Monroe is ranked 62nd in the nation overall, not just amongst tackles or anything like that. He is the 62nd ranked recruit in the nation according to 24/7. A little lower according to ESPN, 94th, and he is the 8th ranked tackle in the nation according to 24/7, 9th according to ESPN, and he is the top recruit in South Carolina overall on both recruiting boards. And so he's going to be the focal point. We talked about it last week. We talked about how the Carolina Forest defense played well in the first quarter, but then struggled a lot in the rest of the game against Somerville. And now having to go, but we talked about how the pass rush was doing well last week. But now is a big test because not only is Monroe Freeling a Division I talent, but on the other side of the offensive line, you have Ben Britton, and he had
to be able to get through because we talked about the pass rush being the strength of the defense, and that's kind of the kind of light on the hill, if you will, the city upon the hill, if you will, and so that'll be the big test to see how truly good is this defense. And you won't see another number one in the state on the offensive line again this year.
No. Well, I mean, there's only one top player in the state.
You won't see that again. So
yes.
I think that's part of you take it with a grain of salt, but you see how good this defensive line and how good the pass rush can be with the two. Go into next week saying, losing the past two games to Oceanside and Somerville and saying, okay, maybe we can turn it around after this game. Like you have to win this game. I think it's the biggest of the three straight road games that Carolina Forest has this season.
Yeah, definitely. The other thing is the other thing that we need to talk about that, and it's funny because you talked about it last week saying, oh, this is the last time we'll have to face a running back of this caliber. No, it's not. Vaughn Blue is committed to Charlotte. Mm-hmm. And he's gotten before committing to Charlotte, he got a few other Division I offers as well. So he is another, between the two offensive tackles and then Vaughn Blue, the defense is going to have their hands.
Yeah, the game, but it wasn't the individual running backs creating the space and the gaps for themselves. It was the offensive line basically giving them a wide lane to run through and just go straight to the end zone as long as they're fast enough.
Yeah.
And that was really the difference, is the explosiveness between each string of running backs that made the difference. There was a long run by Somerville when the four stringers were in that the defense caught him at the 5-yard line or so. It was one of those things where the offensive line was creating just an open field of just running lanes, and it was just dependent on who was running the ball. And you got to just keep you got to win at the point of attack, and that's what it comes down to.
And they are getting ready for the coin toss at midfield as the Landsharks getting ready to run out of their shark tunnel down on.
That's another thing I wanted to mention. Freeling played basketball as well, and
so you have firsthand experience against him.
I was probably about we're probably about what I'd say about 3 feet from each other. I was maybe 2 feet from him, and walking past him, like, I'm 6'5". I'm not like muscular or anything, but that man is big. That dude is big, and I think like. It really doesn't matter because Coach Mark Morris will give you the coach answer and say, it matters the heart of the player, if you will. But I think just not that it's going to intimidate anybody, because even as a competitor, I wouldn't be intimidated by anybody. But you know what you're dealing with, if that makes sense. Like, number one player in the state, like. You just know all of that going into it, and I know a lot of the players were saying, hey, look, this is an opportunity for me to boost my ratings and boost my ranking in the ESPN and the 24/7 Sports rankings. Like, players look at this as an opportunity. Playing in a college stadium, playing at the Citadel, you take it as an opportunity as a competitor, but you know what you're dealing with and you prepare mentally for that.
Yeah. Oceanside won the toss and deferred to the second half, so the Panthers will get the ball to start off the game. And we are getting ready for this second game of the 3-game road swing for the Panthers. And we talked about it before the pregame, before we went on the air, but something that we definitely need to talk about, especially this week, especially because you're not going to be here next week, so I'm going to be on my own. But especially, obviously we hope that the Panthers are able to win this game. And, as both teams come down on the field, running through the smoke screen is the Panthers. And does Coach Morris's want to have a strong non-region schedule and play the top of the confidence and your momentum and just your drive is hindered a little bit once you get to region play.
I think if that didn't demoralize the team after losing that bad to Dutch Fork, I don't think anything will. Like, this is a team most of the players were here last year. Obviously, the biggest player, Janak, leaves, but a lot of the players are still here from last year, and that's a sign for that the team is keeping a good head space and making sure that they're still doing good mentally, and that's just as important as doing well physically if you're an athlete. But Carolina Forest is lined up for kickoff. I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, we're just about ready to go. Oceanside putting the ball on the tee.
One thing I want to mention, the view behind us, this is my first time at the Citadel. This is my first time in a college press box. This is amazing.
We're way high above the field here at the Citadel. Beautiful press box, great view up here as Quinn Mahoney puts the ball on the tee, and we are underway as that kick is fielded at the 10-yard line, bringing it up to around the 25-yard line is Owen Hall. The starting lineup for the Panthers On the offensive line, it's Philip McLean, Bryson Johnson, Connor Murphy, Jonathan Buffon, and Braden Spiegel. Wide receivers as Sailor sets up shotgun set, 2 wide on either side, though. Oh, read option. Sailor will keep it himself. He's got a wide open lane. He's still on his feet and finally gets taken down at the 47-yard. Oh, they're going to mark him at the 48-yard line. A 24-yard or 23-yard gain for Sailor. And they are driving already. And now they'll this time handing off to Johnson. Johnson gets an open lane, and he takes it down to Oceanside's 35. And the offense is getting some momentum and starting to move already.
And we talked about the game in the trenches, and that is what I want to see. The offensive line got a big push off the line, and that gave Khalil Johnson the hole that he cut through and was able to get a good gain.
Panthers moving quickly. Shotgun set. 2 wide on the near side. H-back on the far side. Sailor takes the snap. Hands it off to Johnson again, and this time he gets stuffed at the line. Getting taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Oceanside has a broadcaster's worst nightmare jersey he's on, and yeah,
gray on blue?
it's gonna be a problem tonight. I'm already calling it.
But great start to the drive so far. Good running game, and I want to see more of a balanced offense, like we've said. But right now, if the running game is working, you don't go away from it.
2nd and 11. Sailor takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, passes it out to the far side, and taken down and coming up a little weakly is Hayden Cotton, but it looks like he is okay. It will be a gain of 1, so it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 35-yard line.
And I always like to see with our offense where Anthony Aponte is lined up, because that'll tell you a lot of what they're trying to do. And right now he's in the slot with Nate Schuessler to his left on the far side.
So 3 wide on the near side. Sailor takes a snap. Speed. Oh no, looked like he was going to go speed up and then throws it around to the other side to Hall, and he'll take it down to around the 21-yard line. Oh no, actually that was Nate. Oh, that was number 9. That was actually Finian Mahood who was out there. And he will get it down to the 21-yard line and give the Panthers a Tony McAfee State Farm first down.
And this is already more offense than the entirety of the first half, or the first 3 quarters, to be honest with you, than we saw from Carolina Forest.
1st and 10, ball on the 21-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side, as well as the H-back. Sailor takes the snap. Hands it off to Johnson, and he gets crushed right at the line for a gain of about 1, but a big hit on Sailor. I believe that was number 70, Mike.
That was the second level player coming up and making that play, and that means the offensive line came up and moved the defensive line out of the way. And that's really what I'm looking for here. If the linebacker makes a great play, then he makes a great play. If 9 times out of 10, though, that's a big run by Khalil Johnson for a multi-yard gain.
Johnson was just able to get back to the line, so it'll be 2nd and 10 on the 21. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. No step drop, looking, and Sailor throws it toward the end zone, and it's caught. Will they say he got in?
And that was a beautiful throw and a beautiful catch, beautiful on both sides of the play. And Scotty, no step drop, like you said, just kind of flicked it up there and got it over the defender's head for a touchdown. And Owen Hall was also interfered with. That was the flags in the end zone. It was pass interference. So just a tremendous catch by Owen Hall and a great pass by Scotty Sailor in the corner of the end zone.
The extra point. J.J. Chaddock getting ready. And now ref is holding.
Nope. Good.
Oh, now they're going to run the clock. And whistles are blown. Look
All
like
that for offside.
Yeah, Oceanside got a little antsy on that and jumped the gun.
False. Oh, wow.
Oh, no, they're actually going to call a false start.
Never mind. We drew them off. That's why they were antsy. That's why they were antsy.
And now a real field goal attempt pretty much for J.J. Chaddock. He'll kick the extra point. It's up and
No
no
good.
good. And that could play a factor in this game. As it is 6-0 with 8.5 left to go in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break and come right back.
Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back as now Oceanside gets ready to go on offense for the first time today. And for some reason, the Panthers are...
So they're lined up at the 45 for kickoff.
They're lined up at Oceanside's 45.
It's not because that's not even a high school rule.
So I don't know why they're kicking from Oceanside 45, but JJ Jack will just launch it into the end zone. There must have been some sort of foul after the play or something by Oceanside that pushed the kickoff up.
Either way,
the kick goes well into the end zone, and Oceanside will take over at the 20. So the first time we get to see Oceanside's offense.
And I always talk about the game in the trenches, but this is one of the games that we're going to look at the trenches and see how the defensive line is shaping up.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. H-back moves near side to far side. They'll hand it off to Blue. Blue will blast through the line and get to the far side. He's going down the sideline, gets tripped up, and he will fall out of bounds at around the 37-yard line. That's where they will mark him. But a big gain by Vaughn Blue, a 27-yard run, 17-yard run right off the bat, and gives Oceanside a first down. And they go, another one, Vaughn Blue, he goes all the way, and no one's going to, it'll get out of bounds. It'll get pushed out of bounds at around the 15-yard line. That's where they'll mark him, the 15 of Carolina Forest. Another huge run for Vaughn Blue. And now Oceanside's pushing the pace. Another up-tempo offense. And this time, hands it off, leaps over a defender and gets into the end zone. A 5-play, 80-yard drive for
if Carolina Forest, they could not stop them on the running game, and that's been the weakness. And I think
that was the weakness against Somerville, and it looks like it's going to be the weakness against Oceanside as well as the extra point.
A Chiefs-Rams type game.
This is going to be your type of game. You're going to love this game. Back and forth, back and forth,
and just a fast-paced offense, and that gave us, like I said, fits against Somerville. And the fast pace with the run game is going to make the defensive tired very, very quickly. And if there's any unit on our defense that I don't want to have be tired, it's the defensive line. Yeah. And especially if you're not going to get the push like I think you could, you're not going to be able to stop the running game. And like we assumed going into the game, Oceanside's offensive line just winning at the point of attack and just able to create lanes for Vaughn Blue.
Not sure what they're talking about, but Coach Mark Morris is talking to the officials on the far sideline. So, would love to hear what they're talking about down there. Coach Morris apparently not happy about something. But yeah, and unfortunately, and this kind of reminds me of the beginning of the Fort Dorchester game last year, where it looks, with how dynamic Oceanside's offense is, the Panthers are just going to need to either keep up offensively or this is going to become a blowout very quickly.
Very, very quickly. And I like how our offense looked in the first possession, but It's also gonna be interesting to see if Carolina Force scores another touchdown on this drive, do they go for 2? And
I think you have to.
Are they going to be playing
catch
catch up with themselves at this point?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think you have to at this point, but I would not be surprised if he'd want to go for a 2-point conversion as the kickoff is taken at the goal line, taking it down to around the 20-yard line. That is himself off target, trying to get Alec Youngblood, but no dice, and it's 2nd and 10.
Again, I've seen that was a great throw, Youngblood on the post corner or the corner route to get out to the sideline.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Tight end moves from far side to near side. Takes a snap, hands it off. Nope. Oh, no, Saylor keeps it himself, and he's got a bit of a lane and gets
the Khalil Johnson handoff, and Sky's just making the right read and taking it for good gains.
Down.
The difference in the style of running. They're running to the outside and not in the middle.
So it'll be 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line. And that'll be another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
Just a little comeback route from Nate, and Scotty was on the run and was able to hit him and got a good gain to all the way down to the 37. And offense just keeps on moving.
And something you talked about last week, you like Scott moving and being kind of that Patrick Mahomes type quarterback where he throws on the run. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. They'll hand it off to Johnson. Johnson will get stuffed in the backfield for a loss of 2, or actually a loss of 3. And that's not what you want to see as they get into Oceanside territory. So it'll be 2nd and 13, ball on the 40.
And and that was what I was trying to mention about running up the middle was if he gets stuck in the middle, there's not really anywhere for him to go. But if you set him up to the outside, he has blockers on the outside, and he can make something happen on the outside.
So it'll be 2nd and 13, 5. And it'll now be 3rd and 8. Zion Gilbert was out there instead of Khalil Johnson for that play. So it'll be 3rd and 8. Ball on the 35-yard line. Shotgun set. They'll set up 3 wide on the far side.
And I think this week, Scotty Saylor might be the leading rusher just because the defense is so keen on stopping Khalil Johnson that Scotty is just getting out to the outside.
The first down marker. So it'll be 4th and 4.
And going into that 3rd down play, all I wanted to get was some type of yardage to make it a 4th and not 8.
Manageable.
And 4th and manageable, if you will. But I think that was not a bad play call. Screen pass right there. You get Khalil Johnson out in space. That's a pretty good play call.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. And a false start for Carolina Forest. And this is something we talked about last week with Somerville. Those penalties, especially on a big play like that, that's gonna kill you.
And that's one of those that you just can't have. The pre-snap unforced penalties are just not. They're the drive killers, and we've seen it time and time again.
And now we'll see if the Panthers still go for it or if they decide to punt it away.
I just don't see a way you punt it from your own 36.
That is true,
There's just no way. I don't see that.
And the whistle blows. Timeout is called by Oceanside.
And so this is one of those things that we see every week but somehow still get wrong. Scotty definitely could scoot back a little bit and go.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I wasn't gonna say anything. I was waiting to see what he did, if he decided to bring it back or if he was gonna just snap it.
Either way, I think, like I said, you're at the 36 and you saw what happened last drive with the defense. I don't know that there's any way that you punt this football right here. You have to keep your foot on the gas in order to keep up with the electric offense of.
If he would be able to get enough yardage. 7-6, Oceanside in the lead with 3:49 left to go in the first quarter. So now with the 4th and 9, We'll see what the Panthers decide to do. And it looks like... it looks like they're going to go for it. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Snap, rolling out to his right. Sailor looks, throws down the sideline, and it's caught by Owen Hall in right beyond the first down marker at the 26-yard line. And that's another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. And what a great play by Scott Sailor and Owen Hall.
And it wasn't Nate Schuessler to run the comeback route, but it was a
Owen Hall.
comeback route that got to the first down.
It was more of one of those outward curl comeback routes. They'll hand it off to Khalil Johnson. He'll get stuffed behind the line for a loss of 2. And now again, this is the same sort of situation as last week against Somerville. The running game is getting shut down by Oceanside. And the question now is going to be, will Coach Mark Morris be willing to change up the strategy and go to a more pass-heavy game?
And that was a lot of things that I've heard from the stand, from the...
Good attempt by Scott Sailor. Schuessler was not able to make the catch, but he would have been out of bounds even if he would have been able to catch it. Just a fade route right there to trying to get it to Nathan Schuessler in the back of the end zone, but just a little too far.
That one right there was trusting throughout some space, but he ended up getting the ball. He almost made the play.
So it's now third and 3. Speed option, they'll pitch it out to Johnson, and Johnson again gets stuffed at the line. And that'll set up a 4th and 13. Actually, excuse me. It was 4th and 13. My bad.
It's just your jinx. It's just the fact that you said something.
I understand. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. Sailor snaps it and delay of game, and the play clock operators were yelling up here in the booth. The clock has been at 0 for a couple of seconds, and the ref finally caught it and blew the whistle. And now you may actually see a punt with it being 4th and 16.
So it looked like they got set late, and I wonder if that was a thing to give Scotty a little bit more room for a punt.
I doubt it. They may actually be going for it here. So right now, shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll snap it. 5-step drop. Looking down the middle and just off the mark, trying to get it to Owen Hall on an in route. And that will be a turnover on downs for the Panthers.
And that was an interesting play call. You had Nate on the post route going deep down the middle of the field, and then you had Owen Hall coming back towards on a in route down the center of the field, and it looked like a tight window, and he got it there. Owen Hall couldn't make the catch, and even if he does make the catch right there, he's still got quite a few. He's got 5-6 yards to go before he gets there, and there was
a term for sharp.
I was trying.
I know you were. I should have had this known. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off to Vaughn Blue. Vaughn Blue will get out to the 46-yard line before he is taken down. That will be enough for a Oceanside Collegiate first down.
That had the possibility of an interception.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. H-back moves to the far side. They'll hand it off to Blue again, and this time he gets him all the way down to the 29-yard line. What's crazy about that play was Manning was right behind him. Just
because I saw the outside wide completely open. The wide receiver sealed the outside, and he was able to get there and got there for a 5-yard gain. And that's why you need to play you have to go against, especially against a D1 level running back. Yeah. You have to continue to fight through blocks as a cornerback and as a linebacker. You have to seal off the edge from the running back, and you can't let him get to the outside. That
will end the first quarter. So not quite as much of an offensive dominated first quarter as we thought. It is 7-6, Oceanside in the lead. So we'll take a quick break and come right back with the second quarter here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners, but what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back as they hand it off to Vaughn Blue again, and this time he gets stuffed just about at the line for a gain of only 1, maybe 2. Manning Hitt makes the tackle this time around. This time he is able to get to him. So it'll now be 4th and 4. Bounces through the hole, and could not wrangle him down, and he was dragged for another 4 yards. And now it's 1st and goal. Actually, they mark it at the 5-yard line, but still hard. And using Vaughn Blue and just blowing up the defensive line of Carolina Forest. And now they're going to go under center, going with the split back formation. And Reidenbach just takes it himself on the QB sneak into the end zone for the touchdown.
And not much to say about that one. That was just
standard using that dominant offensive line to just blast through.
And again, we knew going into this game that it was going to be a run first, run it down your throat type of game from the Oceanside offense. As the kick is up and good for the extra point, so that brings it to 14-6, Oceanside. And again, we knew it was going to be this type of game. And how's the Carolina Forest offense going to respond? Now you're playing from really behind the 8 ball, down by 8 because of the missed extra point. You just got to keep going. You got to be able to score on this drive and stay within.
Offense is just so dominant that you're going to have a lucky break in order to get a stop.
Right.
And so the offense just needs to, if you fall back by even one possession at this point, you're really putting yourself behind the 8 ball because the defense is kicked out of the end zone, out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Panthers will start their drive at the 20-yard line.
And, again, this is just going to be, like we said, this is going to be a big drive for Carolina Forest just to see if they can.
Wide on the far side as well as the H-back. Saylor takes the snap, hands it off to Khalil Johnson. Nice job by Johnson just pushing the line and battling his way for a gain of 3.
Second effort is always good.
2nd and 7. Ball on the 23-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Saylor, read option, screen pass over to Aponte, and he gets tripped up at the 22-yard line for a loss of 1.
And that was a good read by the Oceanside defense to see that the screen pass was coming and just get out to Anthony Aponte, because we know Anthony Aponte has the speed and the lateral quickness to make a screen pass like that a big play. It's just the Oceanside was there and read it well and stopped him before he could.
So it'll be 3rd and 8. Ball on the 22-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. And that'll bring up 4th and 8.
And that was not a bad throw.
No, it wasn't
by any means. Just kind of, it was definitely
just
a little inaccurate.
Tiny bit too far.
It was a tiny bit too far. It was also a tough catch. He made it a tough catch for Nate because he put it on, instead of in the middle of the field, he put it, there was no middle safety help. So if he puts it in the middle of the field and allows Nate to run underneath it, I
think that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to put it on his back shoulder.
Well, but that's kind of what I'm saying. You don't want to put it on the back shoulder right there because the middle of the field's wide open.
So they will punt it away. Saylor with the punt, and it'll be a short one. It will bounce high, and the Panthers will catch it at the 46-yard line.
There's a flag on the near side of the field. The refs are talking to Nate Schuessler and Khalil Johnson right now.
So we'll see what the flag is.
There was a little bit of I couldn't tell who the defender was. Number 2 on Oceanside, but it was the two number 2s, Nate Schuessler and
Tez Spann.
They were going back and forth on the near side. I think either they'll pick up the flag or they'll put it both ways just so that because it was going both.
So that'll push Oceanside all the way up to the 39-yard line. That's where they'll mark him. Nice job by him breaking out of that prowl of Panthers that surrounded him and getting the first down. Excuse me. Oh, yes, it will be a first down.
And it doesn't matter how much push you get. If you can't wrap up and get the tackle behind the line of scrimmage, then it doesn't matter because that's what's going to happen if you're facing a D1 type talent like that.
Shotgun set, motion from. Oh no, they will hand it off to me. They'll actually pitch it over number 4. That is Trey Brown right at the line. Hand it off. And taking it down to around the running very quickly. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. Fake handoff, Errol. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Snap, defensive line, and just blows it. Because the Panthers had the ball for a while at the end of the first quarter and into the second, that
long so far with a Coach Mark Morris-led offense is the fact that they see what you're doing after the first drive and then just kind of stop it. And there's nothing really you can do after that. And that's kind of why why doesn't he kind of change up the play calls?
We'll have to wait and see if the offense changes up its tune at least a little bit going into the second half. And in the second part of the second quarter, we've seen more because Oceanside isn't as well known for their secondary as Somerville was.
Right.
You're seeing Scott try to throw more deep balls,
and I think the throw to Nate Schuessler in the corner of the end zone that was incomplete was put only in a place that the wide receiver could get the ball, and that's when you're taking a deep shot like that. That's really all you need for the quarterback.
As the ball is kicked off. And, excuse me, I believe you can't get a score on this drive, you're really at an uphill climb. Mm-hmm. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. They'll hand, great pass on the in route to Schuessler, and up and then cut in.
He lost the ball at the end of the play, but they're going to say he was down. But like you said, Anthony Ponte, using his lateral speed, and he was able to get to the outside and get a few more yards after the catch than he normally would have.
So that'll be a Tony McAfee State Farm first down.
Let him get more than 5 or 6 yards. That'll just start they'll go hurry up, and they'll just keep running it on you.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Speed option, and a great job by... right back. But a great job by Parks just finding the opening. And we talked about it last week, I think, about just going after the quarterback on those options. That was a speed option that time. But just focus on the quarterback, and good things often happen, and that did happen right there. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the other side. 3-step drop, looking up the middle, and... incomplete.
And... that was they had people. We had a defender coming off. It was a corner blitz. It was a slot corner blitz, if you will.
Yeah.
Corner was lined up in the slot and then just kind of blitz off the side and gave the quarterback a little bit of a hurrying feeling, and he was able to force an incompletion. And we were looking for a stop for this Carolina Forest defense and force them into 3rd and long, and they're going to be forced to throw the ball.
Now 4-8, and they're going to be forced to punt it. And that's exactly what you wanted to see as the Panthers, as that ball is a high punt, fair caught at the 30-yard line by Schuessler. So that's where the Panthers will take over on offense.
And I think you can kind of feel the
momentum starting to
shift. And I think now it all predicates on this offensive drive here, but you have a little bit of mojo. I think you see it on the sideline. You have people getting ready, getting hyped, getting set for this offensive drive, and you hadn't seen that the first two quarters.
No.
Well, especially when they were down 21-6 after that second quarterback sneak touchdown.
Between the stop to end the first half and now that stop, forcing Oceanside to go 3 and out, the momentum, if the Panthers can score here, it's squarely in the hands of the Panthers. And they'll hand it off to Johnson. He'll get a lane and try to bounce it around the edge, but will get wrangled down on the sideline at the 36-yard line.
There's
a penalty flag is down, and a holding call on the Panthers. So push it right back. So that'll make it 1st and 15 or 1st and 20.
And that's one of those penalties that, again, the pre-snap penalties I can kind of get a little frustrated about just because it's pre-snap and you know the snap count.
Yeah.
But with holding, you sometimes you just get your hands a little just in too much, and you just grab something that you're not supposed to, the pads, a shirt, a jersey, whatever the case may be. So those types of things happen. But now it's up to the offense to kind of respond to that and push through the adversity they've created for themselves.
So shotgun set, 1 wide on either side, 2 tight ends on the field for the Panthers. And a delay game again for the Panthers.
That one, that's the penalty. Like you got to know the play clock as the quarterback.
Yeah.
You got to kind of know everything. And obviously, if they're not set, it's going to be a penalty either way. But you need to be able to get the play, and it's kind of just a whole. You got to be
you just have to have the whole system efficient. And that's something that even during the CMB Kickoff Classic I noticed. And so that's been a problem all season long for the Panthers, has been the delay of games. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side, throwing it down the sideline to Schuessler. He'll make the catch and get taken down at the 25-yard line for a gain of 10.
I'll take a 10-yard. A 10-yard gain and make it 2nd and 15 when it was 1st and 25. That's kind of the chunk plays that you need when you're backed up against the down and distance markers.
So 2nd and 15, ball on the 25-yard line. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Fake handoff, play action pass, going deep, and Schuessler makes the catch and gets dragged down at the 38-yard line. What a huge catch by Nathan Schuessler, and that'll be a Tony McAfee State Farm first down. They'll mark him down at the 37-yard line.
Now they're going hurry up, but what a throw by Scott Taylor, and that's where you want to throw that over the shoulder when you're on the sideline, and that's the only place you want to put it, and you don't want to put it in the middle of the field where the defender's right there.
That was as they hand it off to Khalil Johnson, he'll get taken down at the 38-yard line for a loss of 1. That was a 43-yard pass to Nathan Schuessler.
And it really makes you question why they haven't been doing that either all game or, to be honest
all
with you,
season.
All season.
I mean, last week, the only thing I could think of is because of the strength of the Somerville secondary.
Yeah, right.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Play action pass. Going deep again to Schuessler. And Schuessler not quite able to get it. Thrown a little short of Schuessler. He had to reach back and try to get it, but just could not get back to the ball. And it will now be 3rd and 9.
And now you don't
3rd and 11, excuse me.
You don't want to take another shot just because if you don't get any, then you're stuck in kind of no man's land with 4th and 11. Now I would want to see a screen pass to Anthony Aponte.
Either a screen pass or a slant, either a slant or in route.
And a slant with a
quite completed.
And even at the 20-yard line, that's still probably the best defensive field position we've had almost all night.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of, I mean, hey, defenses look good, and if you push them back a little bit more, you get confidence and building blocks, as I like to say, for the defense.
8 minutes left to go in the third quarter. 21-13, Oceanside in lead. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Riding back, motions from near side to far side. They'll hand it off to Blue, and Blue gets blown up in the backfield. Great job. I believe it was Manning Hit. Yes, it was. Great job by Manning Hit, blowing through the line and getting into the backfield to stop Blue for a loss of 1.
And we've kind of seen a shift the past 3 drives of the defensive line kind of getting a little bit more push, especially in the middle where the tackles aren't, and
it's been making holes for the linebackers to get into the backfield.
Right.
Oh. Monroe Freeling was on the sideline. Looked like he was hurt, but now, and looks like Oceanside's going to call a timeout, maybe giving Freeling a little bit more time to get prepared to come back on the field. As that would be a big blow for Oceanside if he was not out there. So it's 7:16 left to go in the third quarter. 21-13. Oceanside in the lead. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther football action.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back as Oceanside comes back out onto the field. Does not look like Monroe Freeling was out there. Play action screen pass over to the left side and trying to get down and still holding up a couple of Panthers, but finally being taken down right after a gain of about 3 is Trey Brown.
And another 3rd and long, and the defense has been really good on 3rd and long, and the only times that they've seen it is the past 2 possessions, and they've gotten a stop on each of the last 2. So let's see if we can continue the building blocks, as I've said time and time again.
3rd and 7. Ball on the 23-yard line. Shotgun set 2 wide on the far side as well as the H-back. Now they go empty backfield with Blue moving into the slot. 3-step drop looking near side, and it is incomplete. Thrown a little too far. And again, 3 straight drives that the Panthers hold the Oceanside offense to a 3-and-out.
And 3 straight punts. But so now it's the exact opposite issue that we had in the first half. Is the defense is getting stops now, but now we need to see the offense.
Now the offense needs to get something going.
And we don't. I mean, only 1 possession in the third quarter so far, so you can't base it off of that. But when the defense is holding them like they are right now, you can't let these opportunities go to waste.
Nathan Schuessler back there to return the kick, and he'll just fair catch it at the 40-yard line. And that's where Carolina Forest will start with the ball.
And you've seen Nate Schuessler beat the corner a few times already tonight. A couple incomplete passes, but obviously the one big play that got them out of 2nd and 15 it was. So I would want to see on first down right here, I would take a deep shot right here. And Nate is a pretty dependable wide receiver for Scotty Sailor to throw to.
Well, that seems to be the weakness of Oceanside is that secondary, even though Bryson Freely, Monroe's brother, is a strong safety, or free safety, excuse me, as they hand it off to Bryson Johnson, and he will get just about a gain of 1. So it'll be 2nd and 9, ball on the 41-yard line.
Khalil Johnson.
Oh, did I say Bryson Johnson?
Wrong Johnson. There's about 3 of them on this team. It's quite all right. But again, running right up the middle probably is not the way to go.
No.
Right now.
Shotgun set 2 wide on the near side. Speed option. Sailor will keep it himself, and he will get taken down at the 45-yard line. So a gain of 4 for Sailor, and it'll be 3rd and 5 now for Carolina Forest. And again, now they're starting to go back to the running game, but especially with a 3rd and mid-yard, you gotta go to the air on this pass.
I don't think you necessarily do, but I would like to see them, like, even if it's again a screen pass would work perfectly fine right here. And with the corners playing press coverage, I would want to see a deep shot on Nate Schuessler.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll throw it to the far side to Owen Hall. He makes the catch right in front of the first down marker. He caught it at the 49-yard line. They marked him a little back. They marked him back a yard as compared to where I thought it should have been marked, but they will give him the first down regardless.
And one thing I'm noticing is every single time they're pressing Nate Schuessler down on the near side of the field, and I'm wondering if Coach Mark Morris or even Scotty has seen that so far.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side, H-back and running back on the far side. They'll hand it off to Johnson. Khalil Johnson will get a gain of about 4. They will mark him down at the 46-yard line. So it will be a gain of 4 for Khalil Johnson, and it'll set up.
There's a flag on the play, though. There's a flag right in the middle of the opening in the C in the middle of the field for the Citadel.
Another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And now that we're closer to the end zone and a deep shot, quote unquote, would be like about 20 yards, and it's a lot easier of a throw. They're still playing. I know I like offense, and I know the deep shots or whatever, but you see probably your wide receiver 1 matched up against a corner who he's beat multiple times tonight. Why not go throw a fade route for him right now?
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Read option. Perfectly ran read option by Saylor, and he'll get taken down at the 12-yard line, and we'll see if they give him the first down.
Nope.
No, they will not. So it'll be 2nd and inches. That time Zion Gilbert was out on the field, and that read option made a perfect hole for Scott Saylor. Everyone was fooled on that one. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Saylor hands it off to Gilbert. Gilbert will get the first down and more, and will get taken down at around the 7-yard line. So that'll be another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
Now I see speed options. They bring Khalil Johnson back in. I see speed option here. Maybe to the weak side where you have more room to kind of run. But I see more. I would see speed option here if they're going to choose to run the ball here.
So it's 1st and goal from the 7. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Saylor, high snap. They'll read option. Saylor keeps it himself and tries to blast through the middle of the line and is able to get a yard, but that's all. A midline read option for Saylor. And that'll be 2nd and goal from the 6.
And ref stoppage, and they're going to roll clock.
So shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side for Carolina Forest. 2nd and goal from the 6. Tight end moves from far side to near side. Saylor takes the snap. Read option, and he gets blasted, and the ball is loose, and Oceanside comes up with it. Scott Saylor got absolutely destroyed at the line of scrimmage on that read option. And I think it was Monroe Freeling who came in to play defense, who blew up Scott Saylor. And Oceanside comes up with the fumble recovery. And just like that, it looked like the Panthers were getting some momentum. We're about to score. We're about to get it to at least a 1-point game. And then they turned the ball over. And the way they turned it over just throws the momentum right back into Oceanside's favor. Shotgun set. They'll hand it off to Blue. Blue will blast through the line and get taken down at the 20-yard line for a gain of 6. And that'll set up 2nd and 4 for Oceanside.
And if I'm Oceanside, you got 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, and
you just hold it.
Now you just hold it, and you let Blue. You run behind Blue, and you you live and you die with him.
There will be one more play. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off to Blue, and this time he gets crunched at the line. Maybe got a gain of 1, but again, another nice job. This time, that was number 46, Jonathan Tagle, who came in from the defensive tackle position and got into the backfield. It'll be 3rd and 2 now, and that will end the third quarter. So we'll head to the 4th and final quarter. Panthers still in this game, but the Landsharks are trying to finish this game off in dynamic fashion with the ball right here as we head to the fourth quarter. 21-13. Oceanside in the lead here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back as we head to the 4th and final quarter here at the Citadel and Sampson Field at Johnson Haygood Memorial Stadium. Oceanside with the ball on their own 21-yard line. Shotgun set. They'll hand it off to Blue, and this time he'll get blown up by a prowl of Panthers. We'll see where they mark him. They will say that he got back to the line of scrimmage. But it'll be 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2 for Oceanside.
That brings up a really interesting 4th and 2 here because
4th and 2. Yeah, you're right.
Blue has been able to, and the entire first half, he was able to get openings and was able to get, you would be pretty sure he could get 2 yards.
Yeah.
But now it looks like they're going into punt formation.
Yeah, wow, they're actually going to punt it.
Which given the field position, it makes
a
lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
But I don't understand why. I mean, I do understand, but I also like knowing Blue and how he's run today.
It's kind of one of those that's going to be fair caught at the 43-yard line for Carolina Forest.
And if anything, I know it's hard to tell yourself this as a player in the moment, but you got to tell yourself that fumble no longer matters.
No,
that fumble is now it has been erased not erased, but it's been wiped off the books because nothing occurred on the following the possession for Oceanside, and now you have a clean slate to work with, and you're still in the same position you were in 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, and that's something we talked about last week with Scott Saylor with the interceptions is that you have to have a very short memory. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Johnson. Johnson will get a little bit of a hole and will get taken down at the 48-yard line for a gain of 5. So that'll set up 2nd and 5 from the 48. But this drive right here, it's still early in the fourth quarter, but this is pretty much the game. Yeah,
it's not the game necessarily, but you can only give Oceanside so many opportunities before they score a touchdown.
But to be fair, 3 straight drives have been stopped by the Carolina Forest defense. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. 2-step drop. Saylor looking deep. He's got to throw it. It's a jump ball and jet ball against, I believe that was I believe that was Zach Hagedin, who was the cornerback who he was fighting up against. I take that back. That was Ted Spann.
And on 2nd and 5, that's exactly the type of down and distance that you want to call a deep shot like that on. It gives yourself two chances to get 5 yards.
So 3rd and 5, shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off. And this time it's Bryson Johnson. He breaks a hole, and he's still on his feet. Still going. 20, 10, and he will get wrangled down at the 6-yard line. A huge run for Bryson Johnson, and the Panthers have it in the red zone.
And what a absolute run from Bryson Johnson. And we hadn't seen the
There is a flag down, and yeah, it's going to be a holding. This one's coming back.
No.
Holding on the offense. It'll still be a first down. They will give it. They'll give him some of his yardage. We'll have to wait to see where they mark it. But great job by Bryson Johnson finding the openings and getting that big run. Unfortunately, some of those openings were as a result of a holding penalty. So they will mark it down at the 36-yard line. So it will be 1st and 10. It will be a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
Another thing to note is the fact that a lot of those yards were yards after contact, too.
Mm-hmm. Shotgun set 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Johnson again. This time Khalil Johnson, and he will get blown up at the line. He will get a gain of 1. Be taken down at the 35-yard line. And what's weird is that Bryson Johnson, who's the third-string running back, has had the biggest run of, well, it got taken back, but still, he had the most efficient run of the day thus far for the Panthers. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Saylor, 1-step drop, looking down the middle. He'll throw it down the middle. Wide open, Anthony Aponte, and he comes up with it and makes the catch at the 7-yard line.
And that's one of the few balls.
They'll mark him at the 8.
That's one of the few balls today that Scotty did not throw perfectly on the money. And if that's perfectly on the, he had nobody else in the middle of the field, and Anthony Aponte was wide open, and he just threw it a little high, and Anthony was able to get his hands on it and catch it, but that could have easily been a touchdown.
Yeah. It was a little too far, and he kind of didn't really have to dive, but kind of fell forward as he caught it. On first down, they'll hand it off. Oh, no. Scott Saylor will keep it himself. Dive for the end zone, and they will mark him just short.
That is the inch line.
At the inch line, like you said. So it'll be 2nd and goal.
They
do give it to him.
They gave it to him.
They'll give him the touchdown. And now the Panthers trail by 2.
And now you have.
Now it begs the question.
No, there's no question. You go for it. There's 8.5 to go. There's no reason not to, because even if you don't get it, you're still only down by 2, and a field goal still. You're in the same position either way.
So now the question is, what kind of play do you run on this?
A play action slant for Anthony Aponte.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Saylor takes the snap. He'll throw it into the end zone, and it is incomplete.
No.
Oh, no.
He caught it.
Oh, he caught it. Excuse me. You know what? The barrier here made me miss where the pass went. So they get the pass to Nathan Schussler. Was it Nathan Schussler?
It was Nate Schussler, and
on a slant route.
I was that close. Wrong person on the slant.
Yes, on the slant route, it is caught in the end zone, and this ball game is tied with 8:39 left to go.
And if as the team, if you don't have a confidence after that, if you don't have adrenaline running through you right now,
3 straight defensive stops, and then finally, on the 3rd try, the Panthers get into the end zone and convert the 2-point conversion to tie the game. All the momentum is on the side of Carolina Forest. And while, yes, under normal circumstances, it's a 5A school being a 2A school, assuming the Panthers can keep this going. But beating Oceanside, who, has Division I caliber athletes on it. After what happened at Somerville, if the Panthers are able to win this game, or even lose this game very close, this game will be, will be a momentum boost for the Panthers going into next week and then subsequently region play. Shotgun set. 2 wide on the far side. Reidenbach will keep it himself and take it down to the 40-yard line for a gain of 8. And it'll be 2nd and 2 from the 40. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. They'll hand it off to Blue, and Blue gets tripped up.
He fumbled
it.
He lost it.
And they're saying the Panthers have it, I believe. Yes, they do. What a huge turnaround for the Panthers. Vaughn Blue comes up with it and fumbles the ball, and the Panthers recover, and they have it in Oceanside territory.
And that's just a huge 3-play swing. The touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and then 2 plays later, you have a fumble recovery, and now your offense is in position to take a lead for the first time in this. No, for the second time in this game. Not the first time since
all
the
the momentum is squarely on the side of Carolina Forest. And what's even crazier is, and we talked about this during the pregame, we thought because of Vaughn Blue's credentials, because of Monroe Freeling and Ben Britton's credentials, that the running game was just going to be utterly dominant by Oceanside. But since the end of the first half, the Panthers have figured it out. And the defensive front, the front 7, is actually shutting him down. They'll hand it off, and Khalil Johnson will get stuffed in the backfield for a loss of 2.
And if I'm Coach Mark Morris on the sideline, I am preaching ball security here. We've already seen a fumble from Scotty Saylor right now. You have all the momentum, and you have the ball in a position to take the lead. You cannot give the ball away right here.
2nd and 12, ball on the 42-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Oh, no, actually, I take that back. The H-back near side. Shotgun set. Saylor takes, false start on the Panthers, and that will push them back even further with 7:25 left to go in the game. 21-all. Panthers came back from being down 21-6 to tie the game up. And now they try to take the lead. So it'll be 2nd and 17, ball on the 47. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Snap. An in route is caught by number 8.
Number 9.
Excuse me. That was I was gonna say there isn't an 8 makes a catch on the 41-yard line.
And all you really need to do here is make it 3rd or 4th and manageable for yourselves.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. Saylor looking screen pass. They'll pass it out to Youngblood. Youngblood's got some blockers, and he'll get taken down at the 36-yard line. And like you said, I think that's all they were going for. It was a 5-yard gain for Youngblood. And now it is 4th and 6.
This is a big play in the game.
Yes.
You keep this drive going. You're able to run time off the clock, but more importantly, you're able to keep the drive going and score a touchdown, or even kick a field goal if Mark Morris is put in that type of position.
6 minutes left to go in the game, 21-all. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side for the Panthers. Saylor takes a snap, 1-step drop, looks down the middle of the field. It's Youngblood. He makes the catch, and he'll get taken down at the 9-yard line for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. And they mark it down at the 8-yard line, actually, and it'll be 1st and goal.
And Oceanside's coaches were telling them to spread out to the outsides of the field, and that left the middle of the field wide open for Alec.
They were looking for the screen, and instead they went with the slant.
It was more of a vertical route, just right up the seam of the defense, and he was wide open. And Scotty knew exactly where he was going with the ball. That time to get it out of his hand was less than a second.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Bryson Johnson back in the game. They'll hand it off to Johnson. He'll use his power and get taken down. Tried to drag an Oceanside defender with him, but he'll get taken down at the 3-yard line, and it'll now be 2nd and goal.
And right now, you're working with the clock in your favor right now
Yeah.
because of how you don't want to like bleed clock, if you will, but you want to be able to score. But clock management is very important here.
5 minutes left to go in the game. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Saylor hands it off to Johnson again. He'll try to just find a hole in the line, and he gets held up at the 4-yard line for a loss of 1. And that time, the defensive front just crushed in, and the offensive line was basically what took down Branson Johnson there.
And you give it, I think.
Here you got to go slant passes.
No, I think you set the defense up to think it's a run up the middle. You give Scotty a chance to redeem himself. You let him take that read option.
Read option.
And he might be wide open to just walk into the end zone.
So we'll see what they go with. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Saylor fakes or hands it off. Bryson Johnson trying to push his way through, and once again he gets stood up for another loss of 1, and it's now 4th and goal from the 5. Now what do you do? Do you try to kick the field goal?
They're bringing the field goal.
Oh, hey, maybe we'll.
So
we got the first attempt a couple of weeks ago in a long time. Maybe
we see the first field goal.
The first successful field goal.
And this is only a little bit longer than an extra point.
Yeah, this should be a chip shot for J.J. Chaddock. It's up. And it's good. And the Panthers take a 24-21 lead and get their first field goal.
I don't think that's the most important part of this whole thing. I think the more important part is the fact that we have a 3-point lead going into the fourth quarter with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. As
even Ian Guerin doesn't know when the last time the Panthers kicked a field goal. So it's been a while. Let's just put it that way. I know it hasn't in the last 2 years since I've been calling games. They haven't kicked a field goal. So the Panthers take a 24-21 lead with 3:20 left to go in the game. And especially with the way they played, and usually this game, if the Panthers win, it's a huge momentum boost going into the rest of the season.
Being on an 18-0 run since the start of the second half is absolutely ridiculous. And especially because when you realize the fact that Carolina Forest offense didn't do anything for the first possession of the game, of the second half. So this game definitely could be a 6 or a 10-point game right now if Carolina Forest offense doesn't come out a little slow in the second half.
Yeah. So 3:20 left to go in the game. But now granted, the defense has been playing very well the entirety of the second half, have held the Landsharks scoreless in the second half. Mm-hmm. But as that ball will be fair caught at the 22-yard line. Or excuse me, the 32-yard line.
And just a little note, way to put some trust into your kicker who hasn't kicked the actual field goal. I know it was only 2 yards longer than an actual, just a regular extra point. But putting him in that spot with that type of pressure, that shows some trust, and J.J. Chaddock delivered.
Granted, it was right down the middle. It was right in the middle of the field, so it was very easy for Chaddock, but still.
I want to see you kick.
I'm saying for a kicker.
Okay.
For a kicker.
Okay. I was about to say throw you on the field and with the pressure on the game on the line.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Snapped, handed off to Blue. Blue trying to get through the line. He'll drag a couple of Panthers down, and they'll finally blow it dead as he gets down to the 38-yard line for a gain of 6. So it'll be 2nd and 4 from the 38. And you have to imagine that Oceanside is going to try. They have to score here.
And I also don't think they can just run the ball all the way down
the
field.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. an out route pass to a wide open receiver, still on his feet, finally getting wrapped up by Manning hit. And I believe it was Jace Kraftchick who makes the catch, and he gets taken down at the 26-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Blue. Blue will blast through the line, and he's going, and he will get into the end zone for a touchdown. A 31-yard run, 26-yard run for Vaughn Blue, and just like that, Oceanside retakes the lead.
And it's not good, obviously, because of the touchdown, but I would rather have
a quick score,
and then have us on the offense for the last possession of the game rather than them have the ball to end the game.
Yes.
And it's not like they allowed them to score. It's not anything like that. But you kind of take the good with the bad.
The extra point is up and good. And now, I will say, the one problem that the Panthers have had, their only score, well, they scored the touchdown earlier,
right?
But then they had to kick a field goal even though they had it first and goal.
Right.
So now they have to score a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll take a quick break and come right back with the Panthers trying to finish this game off with a win with a little under 2.5 left to go in the game, down by 4 here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The kickoff is up, and that ball will bounce at the 2-yard line and will have to be fielded, trying to find an opening, and will get taken down at the 9-yard line. A huge blow for the Panthers as Charles McCray tried to let that one bounce either into the end zone or out of bounds, but instead it held firm at the 2-yard line, and he had to field it and gets taken down at the 10. So now the Panthers have to go 90 yards with 2:15 left to go.
They do have all 3 timeouts.
They do have all 3 timeouts. You are correct. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the other side, 3-step drop, passes it to the far side, caught at the first down marker.
Oh, that's a horrible spot.
Wow, they're gonna give it to him at the 18-yard line. That was Anthony Aponte who made the catch, but it looked like he caught it right at the first down marker.
And I thought, and he did go backwards.
So it'll be 2nd and 2 from the 18. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Saylor takes a snap, 1-step drop, looking deep. He gets hit as he throws, and that ball is incomplete. Owen Hall was the intended target. He had the attempt, but he was heavily guarded.
And I think a little too heavily. There is a penalty flag.
There is a flag.
And I think, and the reason I said, I didn't mean to interrupt your call, but I said he didn't get his head around. And for those who don't know, for pass interference on the defense, you have to make a play on the ball in order to make contact. And he did not make a play on the ball, did not get his head around, and therefore.
And you are right. It is pass interference on the defense. So the Panthers with the penalty break, and they get pushed up. See, it will be marked at the 33-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 33-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Saylor, high snap, hands it off. Blowing through the line is Bryson Johnson, and he was down. It'll be 1st and 10. That'll be another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. Ball on the 44-yard line. The Panthers go quick. High snap. Bryson Johnson gets. They will say he did get back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 44. A minute 30 left to go.
And right here, you got to get some type of yardage here. You cannot. You're fighting against the clock within the down and distance here.
Still three timeouts for the Panthers. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Saylor takes the snap. 2-step drop. Looking deep. Looking down the sideline. And it's caught by Nathan Schuessler. But he will step out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
They'll mark him out of bounds at the 41.
And more importantly, that stops the clock and continues the drive and resets the chains and keeps the clock and stops the clock and saves one of those timeouts that Mark Morris would have probably had to use in that situation.
A minute 4 left to go. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Out route is thrown a little too far behind Owen Hall, and it is incomplete. So 2nd and 10 with a minute left to go. Looked like there was a little bit of confusion there on the route because it looked like Owen Hall was going for a slant, and Saylor thought he might have been going on a hitch route.
Yeah, and either way, again, an incomplete pass also stops the clock, so you didn't lose any yards and you stopped the clock.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hands it off to Johnson. Johnson will get about 3 yards. And they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. Surprisingly, not calling a timeout.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So it is 3rd and 7. Ball on the 38-yard line. Shotgun set. 37 seconds left to go. 2 wide. Snap. 5-step drop. Saylor looking. Gang pressure. Still on his feet. Rolling out to his right. Still on his feet. Looking. And he'll just flip it. And it is
it's
incomplete.
If that was a wild play.
That was a wild play. Saylor there was just no one open.
I beg to differ. Owen Hall was sitting at the 10-yard line, wide open, and it was right. And he moved with Scott. He did exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And this is the game.
This is the game right here. 4th and 8. Or excuse me, 4th and 7. Ball on the 38-yard line. 22 seconds left to go.
And Coach Mark Morris is going to call timeout.
Smart move by Coach Mark Morris calling the timeout and saying, hey, let's talk this over because, like you said, this is the game.
Owen Hall stood he didn't stand. He moved with Scotty. He ran a route that got him to the near side of the field, and he made his way all the way back to the other side. And Scotty had a time. He had a window to throw it to get it to him. I think he was looking more to just get it out of his hands.
And he was also under pressure.
Right, he was under pressure. But when he looped back around to the far sideline, he got a block and was able. He had a second. Now, obviously, it's a lot easier said than done. But I think in this kind of situation, you should be looking towards the downfield, the end zone more. But again, pressure and. Again, I can say this from up in the booth, but I know good and dang well I would not be able to do it down there.
No, of course not. So this is the game right here. It'll be 4th and 7 from the 38-yard line of Oceanside. Ian Gary behind us saying, do you think they'll punt? No chance. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Saylor takes a snap, 1-step drop, looks up the middle, and it's caught
for a first down.
Right at the first down marker, a little past it, marked down at the 29-yard line, and Carolina Forest calls their second timeout. 17 seconds left. The clock stops because of first down. Clock's still running. Get it. High Saylor getting pressured, and he will throw it away. Incomplete, and there are only 4 seconds left to go.
That is you can't, and I don't agree with any of this on this drive with timeouts.
Yeah.
You had a minute to go when after the run play with Bryson Johnson and decided not to call a timeout. You call a timeout to set up a play with an already stopped clock. I don't understand anything that Coach Mark Morris has done with clock management in this final drive, and it's part of the reason they only have 4 seconds left to go in this.
This will be the last play of the game, so they're gonna have to go. And the play clock ran down, and another delay of game. And you know what I think? It's got to be something with the play call management, because it seems like Scott is getting the play call way too late. And like I mentioned, delay of game on the Panthers, so that'll push them back to the 36-yard line.
Oceanside in prevent with, I can't count, 7 players back.
I mean,
six
as they should be.
As they should be. And this is the game.
This is the game from the 34-yard line. 5-step drop. Sailor throws it, and he gets hit. As he throws, the ball comes loose, and that will end it. And Oceanside Collegiate wins it in, albeit a closer game than we initially thought and how it looked in the beginning of the game. But they win it 28-24. That pushes their record up to 2-1. Panthers fall to 1-2 here at the Citadel. Once again, final score 28-24, and just a very disappointing loss for the Panthers, especially with how well they played in the second half.
And I feel like it's an easy scapegoat to blame coaching, but clock management on that final drive was absolutely horrible.
Well,
you had 3 timeouts when you run up the middle with Bryson Johnson with a minute to go in the game when you're still at the 40-yard line of on your own side.
Yeah.
And you don't call a timeout after, and then the clock runs after the first down. You still have 2 timeouts even after you call a timeout to stop the play clock from winding down to 0. Just clock management and play calling, running right up the middle with Bryson Johnson was not the right play call in that situation, I don't think.
No, not at all. Not at all. But, yeah, a disappointing loss for the Panthers. Like I mentioned, they dropped down to 1-2. Landsharks go up to 2-1. Next game for the Panthers will be at South Florence. And that'll be another big test because, like I mentioned, South Florence did face these Landsharks last week and beat Oceanside by a score of 29-28. So 2 close games, but advantage seems to be towards South Florence for next week. But that'll be next week. This week, final score 28-24. Oceanside wins it. I'll be flying solo next week. Preston Payne's leaving me hanging. But I will talk to you guys next week. For Preston Payne, I'm Brandon Biskobing saying so